Yo! Whoa!
Does he have money?
No.
Where's the nunchuck?
Yo!
How does someone become a power linesman? How do they go through it? You mentioned before a 4-year apprenticeship, but can you take us step by step how someone would actually get into this career field? Because obviously, yeah, it's a little dangerous, but I'm sure people here are like, damn, like, okay, I could. That's quite a bit of money, or more.
Starting?
In California, they're making $200 to $300 pretty easily. How does someone get into this field?
Sure, that's a really good question, actually, because most people don't know. On my website, there's an instructional there exactly what certifications you need and things like that. But let's just take it a piece at a time. You can apply at the local utilities for what's called a groundman or a laborer position. That's very good. That gets your foot in the door. Or the best way to do it is to obtain a commercial driver's license and or other certifications, such as a crane operator certification, heavy equipment operator certification. All of these are trades in amongst themselves, but it gets you in a position where you're extremely valuable and you'll get into an apprenticeship much, much faster. So once you've done that, you can do that and apply and get an apprenticeship that way through the unions, such as the IEBEW locals. They all offer training programs, which while you're training, they pay you as well. Okay. And then the other way is to go to one of the national lineman college schools, which you can earn an associate degree in science by going to these schools. And they also prepare you, learn the language of line work, the tools, the equipment. They get you the certifications too. Many of them will loan you the money to go to school and then do a job placement. And that's one good way. Mike Rowe on the MikeRowe.org. You guys familiar with Mike Rowe, the dirty jobs guy?
Yes.
He had an episode on being a lineman.
Okay.
And he actually has a scholarship. If you write a letter on why you want to do a trade, it can be any trade. They pay for all your schooling. Did you know that?
Wow.
No, I didn't know
Pretty
that.
cool, huh? But anyway, those are some of the ways you can get in: by trade school, by application to local utilities, municipalities, or the local union is probably the highest paying jobs, and they get the best training. But if you don't know where to start, that would be the places to start.
Wow. Very interesting. And then I didn't know that having a CDL or a crane operator license, all these other things will set you up to be, I guess, have a higher likelihood of being hired as a power lineman. Do these other skill sets translate into being a power lineman, or does it just look good on your resume?
No, they're required. If you think about it, we're driving these multi-axle vehicles that are commercial vehicles, like 18-wheelers. They have hazmat. You have to have a hazmat endorsement. Some of these boom trucks that lift 200 and 300 feet in the air, or even 50 feet in the air, are considered digger derrick cranes. So you got to be certified in that as well. Oh. So just to actually be a journeyman lineman, you'll need those certs anyway.
Okay.
The advantage of it is it makes you more marketable because you have these certifications when it comes to becoming an apprentice. That means the companies that are out there don't have to pay for your training because you've already done it. That's the fast track.
Okay.
That's smart.
Wow. So get the CDL, crane operator license, and then go ahead and apply to increase your likelihood of getting hired as an apprentice.
Yeah. And certified welder fits right into that too. Now, you don't need that to be a power lineman, but it does help. I mean, we weld on the towers and fabricate and all that stuff as well.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so sorry, Fresh. So you were asking about other trades, right?
I can only imagine someone says...
Which you kind of just segued into that.
This is kind of dangerous, so I don't want to do this one to be exact. But what are the options that I have, I guess, for coming into this?
Any other trades that people might want to get into?
Yeah.
Or did you say, what can they get into now that if they want to make money quickly?
Yeah, like today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some trades you think, Thor, that people can get into? Let's say they're watching this right now, because I know we got a bunch of young men watching us. We got almost 6,000 y'all in here right now between YouTube and Rumble watching. They might be living at home with their mom, might not have so much money right now. They want to get into something quickly. And just start making some money, pay some bills, etc. Maybe they can get into something quickly and then build their way up, right? And get other certifications as they're climbing. What do you think's something that a guy can get into fairly quickly and in the blue collar world?
Okay, that's a really good question as well. And one of the quickest things you can do is be willing to move anywhere the work is. If you can do that, let's just start with the list.
Okay.
A CDL, commercial driver's license, is the quick. You can get it done in less than a month.
Okay.
You can get your CDL and you can start driving now for decent money. Okay. That is the first step. The next step, it'd take you a few more months. You get a crane cert, and those guys get paid really well. easy for them to pull in 60 to 70 grand right out the bat. And they don't have to do a ton of training. They just need to be certified and start making application at these crane companies
Nice.
that are out there, such as Bragg Crane, Hill, all those sort of things. They're all online. You can find them. So that's one way. Another way is welding. You can get that in months and you can become a certified welder and start becoming a fabricator. Another 50 to 80 grand right out the get-go. There's other ones. I just had a guy out to do a service on my heater and air conditioner. He was independent, worked for himself, and it's $185 an hour.
Wow.
So HVAC is a good one, and there's trade schools for that that'll get you in and out of there in 4 to 6 months.
Wow.
And now you could work for one of these HVAC companies right out the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, plumbing, I am not familiar with plumbing because power linemen and electrical trades are allergic to plumbing.
Yeah, fair enough. That makes sense.
Mostly because of the rules of plumbing, which you guys know the 2 rules of plumbing, right?
Yeah.
Number 1 is shit rolls downhill. First
Yeah.
rule of plumbing. You know the rule number 2 of plumbing?
What?
Don't bite your fingernails. Now you know why we're allergic to plumbing. But plumbers make even better money when they work for themselves. There is a plumber that has this mansion 7 miles from me that has a private lake.
Yeah, I believe it. And everyone thinks that plumbers are brokies. Like, bro, when we bring girls on this podcast and they shit on blue collar workers or plumbers or whatever, I'm like, you stupid bimbo, you don't know anything.
Yeah, they say I want that guy that works with waste management or plumbing. I want to date that guy.
Yeah, and I'm like,
money.
Yeah, they make quite a bit of money.
Well, Thor, just to be a devil's advocate here, you might not like plumbers, but guess what? The power's in your hands, not their hands.
I love this guy too, because when your shit gets backed up, plumber's golden.
Yeah.
But so he listed. Let's say you're a beginner, you want to make money right now.
CDL seems to be
CDL, crane operator. What else? You listed as well.
Yep.
HVAC,
apply
and a welder,
plumber too.
Yeah.
And all of these. It sounds to me, all of these certs you can get in less than 6 months.
It's pretty good.
Yes, sir.
All of them. Okay. And you said a CDL you can get. So let's start with the CDL first.
A month, bro.
Can you tell us what a CDL is, how you can get one, what the process is? I'm sure every state has different requirements.
Yeah. They do.
And what jobs are what doors you open with the CDL? I know the most obvious one is like a truck driver, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Right.
But what are we can start with the CDL. Go ahead.
Sure. Commercial driver's license is going to be the base. And the only difference between the States and Canada right now is how they test for it. But they all are DOT regulated licenses, which means the Department of Transportation. So they all have to follow the same basic safety rules, inspections, and logging when they're driving. There's a lot around that revolves around safety. And that's what these CDL schools will teach you. So around $2,500 to $4,000, you can sign up for one of these CDL schools. And they also have job placement too. You really need to do that. You could take the tests on your own, but now who do you apply to, right? You could drive from anybody like a UPS, or you can drive for heavy equipment where you're actually delivering the heavy equipment. If you want to become a heavy equipment operator, the first thing you have to do is get a CDL. So a CDL is the basic license that you would need to get into the trades that require heavy equipment, large trucks, any sort of commercial vehicles that are larger than a pickup truck. You're going to need a CDL.
Okay.
And that's across the entire nation. And they do get paid much better than just your common laborer that doesn't have one.
Okay.
What if I have my own truck and I want to get into it? Would that help me get a job faster if I have my own truck?
Such as an 18-wheeler?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's owner operators make very good money, especially if they're willing to travel across country, because everybody wants to travel local. But I've known a couple of CDL guys that actually took out a loan, bought their own truck, and then, found contracts, did their driving. Some of them would contract you like a UPS or Walmart. They still have owner operators, and they pay them a premium because they own their own truck and they carry their own insurance. And then I've seen those guys actually, rent their trucks out to another driver and then go buy another truck and then go buy another truck.
Wow.
So the sky's the limit if you want to get out there and grind,
So we don't want to hear for 2024, no excuses, because you can get a CDL, get a job right away. You can be either a plumber, you could be a linesman, you could be all these things. So
yeah, because
if you're broke is your choice.
Yeah, because there's other thing too. Because people get mad. Oh, you guys bring scammers on that teach us about being entrepreneurs and gurus. That's fine. You like I told y'all before. Not everyone is cut out to be an entrepreneur, and I've said this many times. There's nothing wrong with having a job. I think the blue collar world is a great world. I mean, that's the world I came from being in law enforcement, and like you can make quite a bit of money doing it. It's just that there tends to be this negative stigma that you can't be very successful doing it. And the reality is a lot of you guys aren't cut out to be entrepreneurs. A lot of you guys aren't going to be influencers. And this is a fantastic field to go into to make a good amount of money. And then if you decide down the road you want to pivot and become an entrepreneur like Thor did, like I did, etc., you'll have the ability to do so because you have some capital behind your goddamn name and you can start off correctly in your entrepreneurial ventures. Thor, so we talked about the CDL. So you can get one for somewhere between, you said $25,000 to $4,000?
Yes. Yeah, you can get through the school and they'll guarantee you pass. Yep.
Okay. And not only that, you said job placement as well.
That's correct. Some of the schools offer job placement.
Wow. So that's fantastic. So we're talking, you save up $25,000 to $4,000, $2,500 to $4,000. You save that money, you go take the CDL, and then you can go ahead and land a job. What is this? What are some of these jobs that they might land you with placement?
You can get a local freight is one that's pretty popular. There's more and more of this supply chain stuff going on. That would be really easy. You could go to Home Depot or Lowe's and you could get a delivery driver because they're going to give you a forklift certification. You guys seen those trucks that are delivering bricks that have the forklift strapped on the back?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You need a CDL and that gets your foot in the door. And there you go. You can drive local and probably work normal shift hours. Probably won't be as much money, but you can start doing that. So that's a really, really quick way. And it's probably the fastest way to get into the trades. But really what you would do is just type in, commercial driver's license school in my area in Google, and there's going to be a ton of them pop up. Same if you want to do crane work, you type in the National Crane Organization certification schools near me. As far as lineman jobs, type in a line college, power lineman college.